Sounds pretty good. Alright, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. We got my buddy Evan here. We're in the car wash right now. And today we're going to do a review on his, what year is this, Evans?
04 Cayenne Turbo. Salty Canadian days, so we're getting things done.
Very salty Canadian day. But yeah, he's got the 2004 Porsche Cayenne Turbo. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, we're going to do a review on it, just talk about where he got it, what work's been done to it, and just kind of talk about how he got such a good deal on this this Porsche. Honestly, I'm kind of jealous. Like, I love the interior color, man. Like the steering wheel, like the.
I was on the fence at first, but you really learned to love it. So.
Yeah. I mean, you had a Porsche
911. Yeah.
911 was that turbo as well? Yeah. That thing was amazing, dude. I remember I got to drive that once, and wow, it's a cool car. It's an absolutely cool car. We're gonna be talking about his 2004 Porsche Cayenne Turbo. This car, like brand new,
between 110 and 120.
110, 120 Canadian dollars. Evan, how much did you buy this car for?
In America, there's a video right now of a guy arguing that he bought the cheapest Cayenne Turbo. I think it was for around 75 to 8 American. I picked this up for 5 even.
It's 5,000.
This has got 175,000 on it 175,000 clicks when I got it. So
not miles, kilometers, guys.
Yeah.
And $5,000 Canadian he paid for this thing, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It's got the black exterior and it's got the caramel inside. Like literally everything is caramel inside. Like it's got the Alcantara roof liner. Like the dash is all caramel, the steering wheel, the seats, like literally everything is caramel.
All legit aluminum too. Exterior, all the aluminum, all these silver trims you see on the exterior are all legitimate aluminum. None of them are fake plastics or anything like that.
Yeah.
Turbo model is the top model back in 04. I'm not sure if there is still even a higher model today than the turbo model SUVs, but these came with the 5-setting air suspension, obviously the twin turbo V8. What other settings did these come with? Everything you can think of that Porsche could have brought out back in 04. It's got Tiptronic paddles on the steering wheel. What else has it got?
It's got the nav, it's got sunroof, it's got heated seats, heated rear seats. Heated rear seats, guys. Back in 2004, like that's luxury.
Yeah. Well, we had it at the shop a month and a half ago, and got the muffler deleted out of it, which makes it sound like a lot more fun.
Yeah, so this thing is pretty loud, and it sounds amazing. Like a cold start, like I was quite impressed.
Cold start.
It's got that rumble to it, and it sounds amazing.
Yeah, you got to hear that when we were out skiing.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Oh yeah. And what's the engine size in this car?
This is a 4.4 liter V8. It's a twin overhead cam. It's a twin turbo, and it's doing about 450 and somewhere in the low 400s for torque.
So 450 horsepower and 400 torque, and this car weighs about what?
You can argue now that it might have a little bit more power, but that's up for debate because the engine's a little bit older, so it might have lost a little bit and gained a little bit when we took the muffler out for breathing purposes. But these weigh about 6,000 pounds, yeah.
6,000 pounds.
Yeah, so they're very heavy.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy. I mean, if you got a full car too, I mean, nearly 7, right? Give or take.
But you don't notice, it pulls very well for the weight it has.
It does.
To pull.
I bet it does. And I've driven this car once, and I was so impressed.
Yeah.
Honestly, I've driven like, I'm gonna compare it to like
SUVs.
Yeah, I'm gonna say an X5M. Like I've driven the new X5M, and that thing is killer. Like it's so quick, and I felt it was honestly like relative in speed, like in pickup too. Like it was very on its toes and like very fast when you stepped on the gas pedal. What kind of mods do you have on the car? I mean, you just stated that you did the exhaust. Was it a muffler delete that you've done?
It's just muffler delete. Pipes from the cat's back. The cats are still in there. I didn't want it to be so obnoxiously loud. It's an SUV. You want to just enjoy yourself and relax. When you step on it, you can hear it. When you're cruising, it's not over. You can't hear each other think kind of thing. It's still good for that. Another thing I forgot to mention, these vehicles, only the turbo models, and I think the S models might as well, these come with 6-piston fronts and 4-piston rears.
Wow, 6-piston front brakes and then 4 in the rear?
Yeah. So
that's pretty insane.
This was, I can't remember what year was the first year that these SUVs came out, but it was only a year or two before this, and Porsche was taking a gamble, giving it a shot. Apparently they did pretty well with them. So
I mean, considering like the weight and the power ratio, I mean, it would require those big brakes, eh?
Yes, the brakes, they work fantastic, so I don't have any complaints so far about the vehicle. The air suspension is really interesting. It's a 5-setting air suspension. It has a specific 3 settings when you're cruising. If you're doing above a $130, $140, you can drop the car to an even lower setting. I call it like the the Autobahn setting. It also has a 5th setting to the highest, which is an off-terrain setting. You can only set that setting on to raise the vehicle to its absolute maximum, doing under 20 or 30 clicks. It's also got diff lockers for mountain climbing. Porsche built this thing genuinely to go off-road, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah. And I was actually reading up an article, like people were like literally driving them in the sand in like Dubai and stuff like that. It's so cool.
They don't mess around. I've taken this. I've lifted my boat. I've towed my boat out of the water before with this thing, and you put it into what I call a bull low setting on the gear ratios, and you almost don't even have to give it any throttle, and it'll pick up off of like a 10 degree grade. I had a couple things we needed to do to fix it up when I first got it. We sent it to Z at Boost Theory, and he had it for a little bit there.
What happened? Because you got the car, you drove it home fine, right?
I'll send you some pictures of the trans seal that was pooched on
the transmission seal.
The transmission seal.
Yeah.
And we did while it was out. Originally, it really just needed the transmission seal and a few other little things. It had some sweat to it. It's got 180,000 clicks. It's a 14-year-old vehicle, and 175,000 when I got it. And so while we were in there, we decided to do coolant lines, some power steering lines, some engine gaskets, a whole bunch of things. And Porsche parts aren't cheap. We'll just leave it at that.
And you knew that from your other vehicle too, right? Your Porsche 911.
They're going specifically name creates excess in price.
Absolutely.
There's no other real good reason that they cost that much, but they
gotta pay to play, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
It drives fine now, right? No issues at this time, like ever since you got it back from Z. Yeah, so if you guys ever need any maintenance done, if you're local, make sure you hit up Boost Theory. It's like, it just hauls, man. It's almost like a tank, right?
Yeah, it's like, it feels kind of like a tank.
To it. Yeah.
The air suspension also has a 3-setting damper, comfort, normal, and sport mode damper settings, which is pretty cool again for an 04.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I think BMW had a few damper settings in there.
Yeah, it does. It's got the suspension, steering, and then the...
But back in that day...
Oh, back in the day,
that's what I'm wondering, in like 04.
Not that I know of, because I think they came out with that in like early...
Off the top of my head, I don't know how many... did Audi have an SUV out in 04? I think they did. I think they did.
Possibly.
And Volkswagen started releasing... Actually, Volkswagen's SUV, if you go cut to that, it actually has an SUV built off the same chassis as this car right here.
Oh, really? Volkswagen?
I think, yeah, Volkswagen and Audi both have an SUV running off the same chassis as this thing.
Really?
I'll look that up to be sure.
Would you say, you know, overall experience is good so far? Besides, like, the major repairs, like...
The major repairs, they sucked, but I can't complain that much when I got an SUV like this for $5,000.
Yeah.
accept paying a little bit more money to fix it up. And
Honestly.
now it's set again for quite a while. We did everything that was problematic on it. It could use some coil packs this summer. I'm going to look into changing the coil packs and spark plugs on the engine. The engine's running great. It's been looked over now by Z, obviously. And everything else on the vehicle is in pretty damn good shape. I did some brake pads a few months ago on the front. What else? I got some winter tires now. I got some 20s sitting on it, some winter 20s, 275s all the way around. I think 40. I got a summer set sitting at around the same measurements.
Nice.
This thing, when you see it, the summers look beefier than the winters right now.
Stock wheels are beautiful.
When you see this thing, if you're standing like 20, 30 feet away and you're staring face to face with the front end of the vehicle, it's got a great wide stance to it and some beefy tires on it. It looks really cool.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video because, I don't know, I think it's... Who else finds a sick Porsche like this for $5 grand? Like, come on, man. Come on. Except Evan.
We'll be bringing other really cool Porsches to you soon.
Absolutely.
Next year or so.
Yeah. And maybe we can do a review on...
the bike, the sled, whatever.
Oh, absolutely. And Karim's Porsche.
And
Sorry, not
Porsche. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he still has that Porsche.
It's sitting in my garage.
The 911, right? 911 Turbo.
Yeah.
That thing is insane.
That thing's insane.
Yeah, we got to do a review on that for sure.
We will, for sure. This summer, that one too. So.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Damn, that'd be a sick duo.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, you guys got to see this Porsche one day, soon enough.
It's all built.
It's insane. It's got this matte black finish to it. Oh, I don't even want to go into details because there's just so much done to it.
To come soon.
Yeah, very soon. All right, guys. Peace.